Hello, duelists, and welcome to the King's Court. Now, this is going to be the current build that I'm using. Basically, here's the thing. I'm already starting off on a tangent. Not really a tangent. Sorry, I'm already All right, basically though, at the beginning of every format, when the new ban list is put into effect, I like to update heroes. It's kind of like, I guess you could say, almost like a restart button. Like, we obviously, depending on our local scenes, and if you're going to regional stuff like that, you edit your deck to deal with what's going on at the time. Well, that's basically what I do. I like to go back and reset to, like, I almost guess you could call it like a default setting. Because we all know, like, if you played Heroes long enough, we all know there's standard cards everyone plays. Obviously, the two Vion, the Ferris, Stratos, Hero Lives, Fusion Destiny, stuff like that. So I go back to that, but I also put in tweaks of it based on what I've been playtesting and for what I think is going to be the foreseeable future of the meta. And I edit it as I go and update the deck here on the channel as I go. In case anyone here is new to the channel. So, over the weekend, I was gonna upload this last week, on the first day of the new year because that's also when the new ban list was put into effect. But unfortunately, I got sick that day, so I thought, you know what? When I'm feeling better, I'll just playtest over the weekend, playtest as much as I can, and come back here because there's some text in the deck that I've been messing with that I'm really liking right now. So I wanted to share that. But I'll also go over what you can cut out if you don't like it. Because, spoiler warning, and I know there's people there that really, really don't like this, but this is a more than 40 card count deck. This is a 43. But here's the thing. Heroes have so much consistency that it really isn't that big of a deal if we play more than 40 cards. To be perfectly honest there. But again, I'll go over the ones you could cut. Basically, these are just a few texts I'm enjoying that really, really can pay off, and I'll explain why as well. So, now that that's out of the way, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already. I do hero content all the time here on the channel, and let me know if there's anything you want us to discuss in this year. We got tons of new content we're planning on and we're working on right now, so if you want to see that, like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And let me know in the comments what you think of the right now, because right now it's safe to say the Fire Nation is attacking. It is literally fire everywhere. So let us know in the comments what you think are like the top decks right now, because that was the last Yu-Gi-Oh video we did before the new year. I think, yeah, before the new year started. So if you want to go check that out, go ahead. Basically, and that's pretty much everything. So let's get to the deck. Alrighty. As always, well, oops, new oversleeves. Oh, he's so slippery. Sorry about that. As always, start off with the main deck. Now, you could cut this down to 2 because I know a lot of players have been, but I just can't do it for the life of me. I like 3 Stratos. I just can't. There's never been a time where I didn't want to see Stratos. Plus again, I just can't bring myself to cut it to 2. I'm down to 2. I tried and it just felt off. Plus, again, you never know when you might need that extra Stratos for that background destruction ability. Alright. Neos, obviously. Liquid Soldier. Shadow Mist. The ones we all know about. We all know these ones. These are mainstays in the deck. Now, this is a card I've been messing with in this version of the deck. Now, if you've been subscribed to the channel for a while, I not only do Omni Heroes, I also discuss Neos Heroes. I just love Heroes so much, I like to play all different versions of them. So, one card I've been playtesting here, I've been trying out Spirit of Neos in the deck. Now, the reason I'm using Spirit of Neos, there are a couple reasons. One is for another card I'm playing in the deck that I'll go over in a set. Oh, actually, I'll go over here. I'm also taking in, I've seen some other people play this, and I played all the time in Neos Heroes, so I've been play testing it with this one, Crosskeeper. Now, Crosskeeper isn't a hero, so if you really are worried about inconsistency, you can cut it. These 2 cards, like I said, you really don't need to play. These are just some cards I've been messing with that I'm really enjoying. One, Okay, stop me if any hero players have been through this. You're playing against somebody, they ash your increase, or they ash your Vion. No poly, right? If you didn't open up with it, well, if you have one or two of these in your hand, at least if you have Spirit of Neos, you can summon him from using Crosskeeper, and you get your poly right there. Now, I know it's a bit of a long stretch, but think about it. You have Crosskeeper, you got Rhoda, and with all your Stratos and all your hero searching abilities, you can easily search Spirit of Neos. So it's really not that out of the realm of possibility, because when you Spirit of Neos is special summoned, you can add polymerization to your hand. Not only that, one of the other big reasons I've been playing Spirit of Neos is because Fire Kings is blow up the field. Now, we got cards that aren't that big of that don't really care. Obviously, we got Neos Wingman, who can't be destroyed by card effects, and we got DPE, he can be destroyed, but he'll come back. So, what can you do, right? Well, let's say that your opponent blows up your field and they try to attack you directly. If you got Spirit of Neos, like if you can save it in your hand, and I'll go over how you can do that. Just use that. Now your opponent tries to attack you directly. Nothing, because Spirit of Neos can't be destroyed by battle. Summon him defense. There you go. And not only that, if they like ash you or stop you from searching your poly, you search out your poly right there. Little tech. It's actually come out pretty well. Plus, not only that, if you don't want to even do that, you can use Crosskeeper in general with Stratos to get another Stratos search if you've already normal summoned. And you can even use it to get an extra body on the field if you want to go turn 1 Plasma. So that's something I've been trying out. Plus, that extra draw is just super amazing that you get off Crosskeeper. So, but again, if you want to cut it, I'd like, if anything, you can maybe cut out this, but it's come in handy. But again, it's a player preference thing. These are primarily the main ones you want to play. And you can even cut Stratos down to 2 if you want. Again, at the end of the day, it's a player preference. Alright, I'll go over the Destiny heroes. Not much to change these. 2 Malicious, Plasma, Denier. Dark Angel is going to be a lot better going forward because, again, if we can get it on our opponent's turn, basically, stop their spell cards is going to be really useful. Especially with Bonfire, it's going to be everywhere soon. Let's see. Alright, Vision Heroes. I'll probably just turbo through the parts set we're all familiar with. Standard, Referis, 2 Vion. Another one people debate over. I like 2 increases because I want to guarantee I'll use my Vision Hero Ferris. Plus, there's been tons of games where I need that extra grind game ability and I need that another Ferris to go off. So that second increase does help out. Plus, if you got your Wingman set up, remember, Wingman gains attack points for every monster in your grave, for every hero. It doesn't have to be a different name. So the more copies in the grave, the better. For that, big one-punch kill. Hand traps. Standard hand traps. These are definitely still the best ones going forward. Again, you can cut out. Again, it's a player preference based on your locals. You can really switch out which ones you prefer. These are just the ones I like playing the most because they're the most universal. Especially again, stop your opponent's monsters effect. Especially the little chicken that lets Fire Kings go off. Bonfire is going to be everywhere, so it's going to be necessary, and Ash is Ash. Let's be real here. Spells and traps. 3 hero libs. Gotta always have hero libs. But be careful. Sometimes you might go in a game and you lost half your life points already. Gotta be careful. Fusion Destiny, still a great card. A lot of 1-ups right now, actually. I'll move these, actually. Okay, Rhoda, obviously. Oh, sorry. Called by the Grave. I was almost tempted to cut Foolish Burial, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But if you don't like it, that's maybe a flex. It depends. I really still hope Foolish Burial. Now, to add a little more consistency, I've been seeing with, like I said, Spirit of Neos. So I started playing. I've seen some other people do it too. and I've been enjoying it as well. Playing E-Call with Rhoda. That way, like if I open up both, I can just search out Crosskeeper and then search out E-Call, and use E-Call to search out Spirit of Neos. Or I could use Crosskeeper. I mean, use Rhoda to add Crosskeeper to hand, E-Call to add Stratos. If I didn't open up Hero Lives, but if I open up Hero Lives, even better. Spirit of Neos, get Polly, and I can even go off from there. Especially if already have Ferris, and that's why we play 3 Ferris. Always gotta play 3 Ferris. And your standard cards, and gotta have in every hero deck. Polly, Miracle, Mass Change, Favorite Contact. Gotta have those, no matter what. Like I said, you can cut E-Call if you want. But again, I've been enjoying using that with Spirit of Neos and Crosskeeper, so I'm gonna keep those in, honestly, for a while. That's the main deck right there. So, like I said, it's a 43 count main deck. Like I've already said enough times during the video, it's a player preference. You can switch out what you want. But this is like, if you cut out Spirit of Neos, Crosskeeper, and E-Call, that's pretty much the standard E-Hero lineup you would see in most hero decks. Minus the Stratos, because that one goes back and forth. So does Increase. That one also goes back and forth based on players. But again, it always comes down to what you're more comfortable with. All right, I'll go extra deck. Gotta have your extra hero Infernal Deceiver. Gotta love it. The only non-warrior in the deck, actually, besides hand traps. Wonder Driver, probably I would say maybe the second best link in the deck. A lot of people still sleep on him, but if your opponent, like, I don't know, like debarriers you or something like that, ending on this with Plasma and his Mass Change even set as well, can be really mean. Double Cross Crusader. Someday we'll get that rarity bump. Let's see. I'm still playing the one Destiny Hero Dangerous because there are going to be some times where you can go extra with your deck, and realistically, if you want, you could use this just to get some extra combos going. Or there are some times you just end on a crap hand. Let's be real. We've all been there. So combine with this to send Malicious and Shadow Mist, get Search Off, get Stratos, or whatever you need, can be really useful. The boy DPE. Gotta always have DPE. Blast. And gonna be if you've seen the videos I made on discussing how to deal with Fire King, the MVP and the Horus engine, the MVP for those decks, Darklaw. Gotta love Darklaw. Sunrise, Ab-Zero, Wingman, Neo Swingman, and of course, Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. This is pretty much like honestly, I would not make any changes, but I'm also bringing this up not just like when I do deck profiles. I'll also point out stuff that are like what you see in a lot of other hero decks that people like switch around between each other, because I like to keep up with every hero deck I see. One thing you could do if you don't want to play Destiny Hero Dangerous, you can play Dystopia. Let's see, I should have that right here. Just so, here it is. You can play Destiny Hero Dystopia, just in case there's anyone who doesn't want to play it. Or you can even side one of them if you want. Just to put that out there. So I said earlier that what I mentioned earlier with Spirit of Neos, here's something interesting. Now, we all know, if you see my video on hero plate, test hands, which I might do another one because I only did one in that video. I didn't and I feel like I could have done better. But here's the thing. Normally, what we can easily do, now if we all know the combos to end with this sort of field. Let's see. This is them right there. There's contacts. I'll leave a link in the description box, not only to our social media, hint hint, but to a video basically showing the test stand video I was discussing, because it'll make more sense if you see that. But to everyone who knows, like, if you play Heroes, you know this kind of field I'm talking about. Normally, we'd end on this kind of field. We'd have Sunrise set up, obviously. DP set up in the grave for our next turn because we used it to blow up, wake up your elemental hero, so that we can have Shadow Mist on the field. That way we could have easily searched out our mass change. Oh, there it is. That's usually the standard. And we usually have favorite contact set for next turn. That way, during our opponent's turn, we can go into Neo Swingman. And again, best case scenario, if your hand was really well, you can even end on this whole field with Plasma as well. Now, Plasma messes up a lot of decks still. No matter how long the game goes forward, a skill drain, no matter what, will mess up an opponent's field. So, realistically, we have Plasma ready to take care of our opponent's stuff. Sunrise is boosting up all our monsters and cards, and next turn, we end, DP comes back. So pretty much thanks to all the monsters we have in the grave, our opponent's monsters are pretty much all going to be at 0, basically. And we got favorite contact to go into our boy Neo Swingman. Let's put that right there. And we got mass change to go into Spirit and to use Shadow Mist to go into the boy Darklaw. Now we're sitting on a pretty mean field. But let's say hypothetically something happens. Like, let's say our opponent, because, crazy things do happen. Like, what if our opponent gets rid of our whole field? Well, because we use mass change on our opponent's turn, that means Shadow Mist is free to use this effect. So, we use mass change, get rid of Shadow Mist, summon Darklaw, and now that's when we can search out Spirit of Neos if we did use it. And now we got Spirit of Neos in our hand in case our opponent uses up all their resources, because let's be real, to get through this field is going to take a lot. So all this, and let's be real, they'll probably just try to attack directly. Next, Spirit of Neos can't be destroyed in battle or any of that, and just set it there, and we're good. Next turn we'll get back DPE, and it's pretty much good for us. So that's like a backup. That's like one of the craziest things you could do. So that's why also, thanks to Crosskeeper giving us an extra body on the field, that's why being able to end on this field with Plasma is a lot easier now. So I'll do like a whole video later on to show like an actual combo sequence, how you can actually go card for card to end on this. But like I said, if you want to see that already, but not using Plasma, like pretty much, yeah, if you want to see this already, I'll just, like I said, share a link to the one I already did. But I want to do another one to show how you can end on this field exactly. Because I don't think I was playing Spirit of Neos at that time. I might have. I could be wrong. Sometimes I forget. But hey, that's the entire thing right there. That's the whole video. If you like the deck, let me know in the comments. Let me know any changes or anything you would want to change up too. Like I said, I've said this so many times. Player preference. You got any other ideas too? I'd love to read them. And overall, just let me know. Let me know what you think. And if you got any ideas like you want to share in the comments for other players too, that's also great too. So that's it from here. And just take care and have a good day. Have a good week. Take care. Bye. I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. Boy, I forgot. In our previous video, when I talked about what we think are going to be like the top decks in the 2024 format, at the very end, I added in an extra part because I forgot to mention 2 other decks that I forgot to mention. If you want to see that, I'll shoot. I might as well leave a link to that as well as in the description. But I forgot to go over the side that I'm using. It's a pretty. I'll go over it quickly because it's a pretty generic side. If I'm being honest with you, because you know the most even though yeah it's generic, it covers like the most range of decks. That's the way I see it at least. So really quickly, still rocking 3 Nibiru. You know this is pretty. You know combined. You know Nibiru is just one of those cards where you really don't want to deal with like the super heavy combo decks. So this combined with Droll and all of them really does take care of them. So it's why plus again with all the fire stuff coming out that get their effects when they're destroyed. The fact that that tributes them is something pretty to keep it to remember. Still, just in case the back, I'm not using my for the record. It just seems shaky. I'm not using my tripod I usually use. 2 Lightning Storm, Feather Duster. Got to deal with those back row, especially again with Labyrinth is still around, didn't get hit at all. So you got to at least try to get rid of that back row. Still can't believe this card's at 3, evenly matched. Let's be real. As long as this thing's at 3, I'm pretty sure we're all going to be abusing it as much as possible. I know I definitely will. Because, like I said, Bane did not get hit, so we got to deal with those synchro decks. So this really does deal with them. And I'm running this right now. Ugh, I know it sucks. We lost Robert the Warlords. That's what I used to run, but Anti-Spell is honestly might be a better one to run right now because again, Bonfire and all the Fire King cards, all these crazy cards are super heavily spell reliant, like a lot of decks are. Let's be real. So this is honestly just a really great card to play. Again, if you want, you can try taking in the rivalry. I'm trying out without it. I wanted to play test without it a little bit, although I've been tempted to actually run in the main deck, for being honest with you, but you can also run Summon Limit. That's another very powerful card. A lot of people are like have been getting ready to deal with. So that's another card you could. I might even try that as well. I might even try like a 2-2 split between this D Barrier and Summon Limit. I might try that out at my next locals I play at, which hopefully should be soon but sometimes my schedule is messed up. So so sorry for this. I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. I'll make sure to add this next time. I just forgot. It slipped over my head. All right. Thanks for watching. If you got this far, sorry it won't happen again. Sorry for the shakiness. Take care. Bye.